Hi guys, it's been a while. How are you all? I feel awkward after being gone for so long, but it's for a reason. I've really been going through a lot recently, and today I just want to talk about what's been going on, why I've been taking this break, why my content got really weird and very, I don't know, weird, maybe alienating for the small fan base I had. Um, and it's been going on. So before I even think about starting this video, I want to let you know that this video has not been scripted as much as I want it to sound like it has been scripted and thought out. I don't know what I'm saying, really. I'm just really going off the dome here because I want to really express myself in the rawest form. So, to start off the video, my name is Skye. I'm trans and I'm scared. I made a Twitter thread back in late July, the very tail end of Pride Month. By the way, never calling Twitter X. It's just never happening. But I made a thread on there. And the thread was named something along the lines of my 2-year long struggle with gender ideology or identity, one of those two. And in said thread, I talked about how I've been struggling with my own identity and with being trans for 2 years now, but really, it's been going on much longer than that. In 8th grade, I discovered I was pansexual, or at the very least, bisexual. And at the time that I found this out, I was, oh my God, I was a born and raised Christian. And so when I discovered this news about myself, it shook my entire worldview because I was such a devout Christian. And this was obviously sinful, but it was what I loved. I loved this guy romantically in every sense. I really had to look into myself and into what I believed. And because of this, my own perception of my gender changed alongside my worldview because everything was changing, right? Everything was changing. So then I started questioning my gender. Not like right at 8th grade. It took a couple years. Around sophomore year, I was questioning, right? I felt like I was a guy, but not really. Felt like I was like something different. But I had to be a guy because that's just what I was. You can't be anything else. Sorry to backtrack again and go through another rabbit hole. But again, this wasn't a new feeling for me. In fact, I felt this as a very young child, this weird feeling with my own identity. I remember when I was younger, sometimes because I had longer hair, my classmates would confuse me for a boy or a girl. They didn't know what I was. And I felt happy every time I was asked that question, even as a little kid, a little bitty kid. Going back to high school, I was really interested, intrigued, and confused about my gender, but I figured I was a man. At the very most, I was like a demi boy or something like that. Not even non-binary. That wasn't even a thought in my brain, and I don't think it's because I'm not a woman. It's just like that was a thought so crazy that I it didn't even pop in my brain that that's really what I was. And that was the answer. This is especially true when you consider that I lived in a very southern, or I still live in a very southern area, going to a very southern small town. Not even a town. These are like kids of farmers kind of kids that go to the school. And oh my God, you could just imagine the trans hate. And the idea of people being trans was so new to me. It seemed so absurd that I never even considered it. But then one day, I don't remember what occasion this was for, but I got my brother to do my makeup. He's good with makeup. He loves doing makeup. And I made my hair all curly, my blonde hair, and I went to school in it. And as scared and as terrified as I was, I never felt more alive. I really didn't. I remember I made a TikTok account that day, and I posted several times on my TikTok account. I loved how I looked because I'd never looked like that before. I've never felt like that before. And it was the first dose of gender euphoria I ever felt. And this was a big leap for me. But again, I just saw myself as a demi boy. Nothing more than that. couldn't possibly be trans. No, I had so much internalized transphobia at the time, specifically towards trans women. Trans women are used as weapons in rhetoric and in all kinds of anti-trans propaganda, but I'm not going to get too political here. The point is, I was a guy. You know, there couldn't be anything more than a guy. No, surely not. So time passes, and I reach the end of junior year at this school. And I'm about to move schools to a different school because we had just moved into an actual town, and we're going to go to the local high school there. And during the summer, I was working at Taco Bell. And again, still questioning, still sure I'm a demi boy. Well, not sure, but you know what I mean. But one day I was washing dishes and I was listening to music, daydreaming. Washing dishes is pretty easy. No one likes to do it, but it's very easy. And I just daydreamed all the time while I did it. I was closing anyways, so it's not like it's a big rush, you know. I just get done with my dishes and I sleep. But while washing dishes, I was daydreaming about being in a woman's body. And as absurd as this daydream was, I was happy. I was happy about it. In this daydream, this fantasy I created, I'd look in the mirror and I'd see my feminine body, my female body, and I'd smile. And let me tell you what, after this, I went to my car and panicked. I didn't really have friends at the time. I mean, I was moving schools, and when I move schools, I just erase everybody from the last school, especially with the experience I had at that school. So I started calling up, like, the few friends that I had from, like, way back. And, like, the one person that I thought of that could help me, I call, I'm like, hey, I think I'm trans. And the response to that was pretty much, oh, okay. So, I didn't really have much guidance. I didn't know what to do. I didn't do any research on it because I didn't know what to look up. So I said to myself, what if I just dress femininely and be as feminine as I can for this new school? This new school year. I'm going in senior year. Why not just be myself? Don't do that. Do your research because it went horribly. This is the part that my thread covered is from here past to how I was a few months ago. So I'm going to summarize that and I'm going to get to where I am now. Now that I'm where the thread is. So I go to new school. I dress as feminine as I think I can. And I'm pretty much just perceived as weird because I have no direction. I don't know what I'm doing. And in the midst of the summer heat, I'm wearing the longest like arm sleeve socks things. You know what I'm talking about. They're striped. They come with the thigh highs, except like the thigh highs didn't fit me because they're Asian size. And I would wear those every day with like a fuzzy sweater or something. And yeah, it was not good. It was not received well. As you can imagine, in a very, very, very southern, very Christian area, it was not, no one liked it. It was really bad. It was actually really bad and extremely isolating for myself. No one really liked me at all. So I came out of the school year completely detransitioning, giving up, reevaluating myself, and making friends with the people that despise me by going, hey guys, I'm not a fag anymore. Hey guys, look at me, not a fag. Woo! I know that sounds like exaggeration. Hey guys, look, I'm not a fag, but seriously, I would say that verbatim to get friends back from the school. And it worked, I guess. I had friends for a couple months, and I was really going through it at that time. I had gone through a breakup from a toxic on and off relationship I had for 5 years, which I was being used for in the entirety of the 5 years, by the way. Me and that person broke up right before prom. I graduated with a few friends. I was making plenty of fake friends to try to hold myself up, and I detransitioned. Not like I didn't take any hormones or anything like that because I didn't do my research, but I had to kill off the true me to fit into my area. I had to absolutely murder who I wanted to be, and I just accepted I wouldn't be that person. It wasn't worth it. in my mind, and I didn't know what to do. So that happened, and that was a year ago, a little over a year ago, I think. Yeah, over a year ago was when all that happened. But when I posted that thread around somewhere in Pride Month, during that time I went to a Pride parade, and I decided, since it's a Pride parade, might as well go all out. So I wore this guy, and I wore a skirt. I mean, there's a video of me doing this, and I was still sure I was something like a demi boy or something. I was going back through it. It's a cycle. But I did that just to be a little bit more expressionate, the same way that I wore makeup for the first time way back when. And just like that makeup did to me way back when, I suddenly started reevaluating myself and thinking about how beautiful it was to wear a skirt with no one to, judge me. It was euphoric. I mean, everybody was focused on the fucking animal head. No one cared about the goddamn skirt. Dude's wearing an animal head. I don't care how deep his voice is. That's an animal head. No one cared about the skirt. Everybody cared about the fursuit, the goddamn mask I have on. So I looked back into it, and it took me a while. I went a few months. Not even a few months. I went a few weeks. Going by any pronouns, asking my very, very, very close friend Rory, I fucking love you, Rory, to call me by she, or she, they, which are the pronouns I use now, by the way. And going by female pronouns, as weird as it was, it felt beautiful to me. It made me feel beautiful. So I finally came to the conclusion, not too long ago, that I am a trans woman. I shared this on my social medias, specifically TikTok, mainly because I didn't feel like making a whole video like this about it, because I was burnt out of videos and I was still not doing good mentally. I still going through a lot of shit, especially when you're going through the realization that you're a trans woman, the most hated group in the South right now. It's pretty bad. And speaking of that brings me to my next point. The next point being the second part of that first statement that I said. I'm trans and I'm scared. This is why I'm scared. When I out myself to people that know me, know my family, and say I'm scared and I'm just going to stay closeted till I find a way out of this hellhole, they ask me why. My dad is trans. I have multiple brothers that are trans. I think 3. Half of my family that I live with is trans mask. So they're like, hey, why, Skye, why not transition? Your whole family is trans. And here's the issue. There is not a single, I can't find a single trans woman in my area at all. Because if I found like a trans woman here, I'd be like, okay. Someone already tested the waters, There's no piss in the pool. I can jump in. But there's not. There's just straight up not. So I'm scared. And with the way that the right, the red pillars like to use trans women as, a moral debate sparker, it's scary. There's a reason why Matt Walsh named his documentary What is a Woman and not What is a Man. Let me quickly explain the difference in perception for conservatives between trans men and trans women to show you why it's so much scarier being a trans woman than trans man. Sorry, I got a little mixed up there. This fear-mongering stuff that we're looking at when it comes to trans people and trans issues, I don't know why that's all political, but going back to it, when we see the fear-mongering that comes from these groups about these people, it's from the eye of a male gaze. To a transphobe, a trans man is just a confused woman wanting to mutilate her own body because she fell to the woke left. She fell to this mental illness, and we just need to fix her. That's exactly how conservatives view trans men, at least the ones that are super vocal about trans issues. Trans men are something for them to fix, something for them to tend to. So whenever people are transphobic towards a trans man, it's usually with a gentle touch or a "you're confused, please change," a desperation kind of thing, because they're scared. They're scared for this poor woman that might mutilate her body. It's a dude, get over it, you're gay. That's how this is through male gaze. But through the same male bigoted gaze, there is nothing attractive or redeemable about a trans woman. It's just the weird man that wants to get into the women's bathroom and defeat women in sports. That's all they see. They just see a man that wants to take advantage of everything. And that's quite literally not what we are. So you can see why I'm scared. It's because trans women are so easy to use as a weapon, especially for morals. When you talk about the children, the bathrooms, your children's middle school sport that they suck at, a trans woman's gonna beat your daughter. It's frustrating, and I'm not gonna sit here and debunk all those points, not because they're like good points or anything. Please, a single Google search will do you wonders for every single point made against trans people in their entire existence. But because of these arguments even being made, despite if they're true or not, I am scared. There is no shot. And I know I tried to transition before, so you might be like, hey Skye, you tested the waters before, why don't you just go back out there and swim? I didn't test the waters properly. I dipped my goddamn pinky toe in there and said, feels good. That's just not going to work for me this time. If I want to commit to transitioning, if I want to wear the wig that's over there, that, y'all have seen, which I think I look very girl in, and if I want to change my voice, if I want to take estrogen, if I want to change how I look, how I dress, everything the proper way, people will see me start becoming a woman, and they will become scared and hostile, and I'm not prepared for that. I'm especially not prepared for losing the friends that I have, because I'm holding on dearly to them. I don't really talk to anybody because of this issue, because I'm planning on moving and cutting everyone off, because in my mind, cutting off everyone I know and love here and escaping somewhere would be better to see them one by one start to hate me, because I'm someone different than who they envision me to be. And because of this fear, this really real fear, by the way, and this concern for my own safety, because of this, I feel trapped, because I obviously can't transition while I'm here. This hellhole, I'm in Hicktown, Confederate flag, Tennessee. There's no shot I'm going to be able to successfully transition in such an area as a trans woman, at least not safely. And I don't have the financial means to go somewhere else. I can't just move to a different state. I think the closest safe state is Illinois, and first off, I heard that state sucks. Sorry if you live in Illinois. And second off, that's like, what, 500 miles away? Or 450? It's a lot of miles, and and I'm not going by plane. They'll lose all my shit. I've seen way too many horror stories about planes, not because of them crashing, but like cargo is such a mess, and I don't want to go through the security shit. But even then, there's still the housing crisis. Wages are not livable at all. No matter if you got two of them bitches, everything's difficult. And I feel like the way the American climate is, we're either this steady pace of places continuously getting more bigoted and hate trans people more. Just it's gradually increasingly. I feel like it's just going to keep increasing, or we'll fuck up somehow, and the Project 2025 thing will just kill us all. I don't know. If you know what I'm talking about, Project 2025, that you get what I mean. If you don't, watch this video that popped up in the little card somewhere up here. I'll have the video in the description in case I forgot the card. But yeah, if the Project 2025 thing happens, I think other countries will take us up as like refuge. By the way, if you're looking to move to a different country, don't go to the UK. They're horrible too. They're not as horrible, but they're pretty bad. Oh my gosh, their healthcare sucks. Actually sucks. Anyways, going back to what I'm saying, to sum it up, after that spiel. I'm scared. I don't feel safe coming out. I don't feel safe being myself. And I don't have the means to go anywhere else. Every day that I live in this condition, this situation, this area, this entire situation, I feel like an animal in a cage. When I first discovered I was trans, I wasn't that mad about it. I wasn't upset about it. I was actually happy. I discovered something. I figured something out. I got an answer. But now I'm just stuck with the answer and not being able to apply it. I'm stuck here in this cage that I can't get out of. And every day, the woman inside of me just wants to be let out, but it's stuck between metal bars. And it hurts. It feels like this little metal cage I got myself stuck in is growing smaller by the day. And every day my dysphoria gets worse. My desires get stronger. Depression increases, anxiety increases. I isolate myself more, and I just desperately search around for escapes, no matter how bad it costs me, no matter how bad it hurt me. No matter how hard it will hurt me. Sorry for the whoopsie daisy there. Trigger warning to anybody that this will really affect, but I've even considered suicide to just get out. I just want to get out of the situation. I want to get out, but I'm scared and I am trapped by this fear. And it's not like, oh, just get over it. I can't just be unsafe. And so that's why I haven't been posting. Among other things, new job positions, different living environments, different shit going on. But really the primary reason why I haven't been motivated to do actually anything, not even like TikToks, is because of this reason. And I just wanted to share what's going on, because I feel like it's important to get off my chest and to talk about and to be open with you guys on what's going on. Also, I just wanted to test out my little light, if you like it. Anyways, I hope y'all have a great day. I'm sorry about trauma dumping, but it's something I feel like I need to talk about. I love you guys so much. Y'all keep me going. Every day you continue to support me is another day that I smile. As cringy and as corny as that is, I love you guys. Thank you for being here for me. Thank you for sitting through all this bullshit and not unsubscribing, because gosh darn it, she didn't upload. I love you guys. I'll see you whenever I decide to make a real rambly silly video. But for now, my name's Skye. Ciao. Ciao. Ciao, 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 ciao.